going on, guys? Ray here, PapaReys Boom Boom Room. Gonna continue the series and go ahead and move on to the AFC South. It's the Houston Texans, Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Tennessee Titans. I'm just ready to get into this, talk about this. Before we start, if you have not already, go ahead and like this video, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And let's jump right into it. Starting off with the Houston Texans. Houston Texans last year, 10-6. Deshaun Watson is crazy. They compare that man to football's Michael Jordan. Their needs pre-draft were corner, linebacker, offensive tackle, running back, and safety. Even though they did trade away DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson. David Johnson has not been the same running back of old. In the second round, they did pick up Ross Blacklock, defensive tackle out of TCU. That guy's going to be a great paired up with J.J. Watt there on the defensive line. Then we got Jonathan Greenard, linebacker out of Florida in the third. Charlie Heck, offensive tackle out of North Carolina. John Reed, corner out of Penn State. And Isaiah Coulter, wide receiver out of Rhode Island. My big thing with the Houston Texans, I think Bill O'Brien should stick to being a coach. He has made very questionable moves as a GM / coach. The Texans need to go ahead and hire themselves an actual GM before Bill O'Brien tears the Texans down and causes a rebuild. The new additions to the Texans, we got Randall Cobb, wide receiver. Brandon Cooks, wide receiver. Just because, like I said before, DeAndre Hopkins got shipped to Arizona for a second-round pick, not even a first-round pick. My big question is, can Will Fuller be the number one wide receiver for the Houston Texans? I definitely have seen glimpses of really good games for him. His only issue is staying healthy the entire season. But I feel like with Will Fuller being healthy, it's not going to be DeAndre Hopkins. Nobody's going to replace DeAndre Hopkins. But I feel like he'll be good enough to help Deshaun Watson continue his great career. Hopefully they can win a few playoff games. We shall see. All right, next up we got the Indianapolis Colts. My boy Josh living over there in Indianapolis. Last year they were 7-9. Big needs for them: wide receiver, corner, defensive end, defensive tackle, and a tight end. Phillip Rivers is now with the Indianapolis Colts. I think they're going all in on this one season for Phillip Rivers. The draft, they did pretty decent in the draft. I think they did an amazing in the second round. Second pick, Michael Pittman, wide receiver out of USC. And then they got Jonathan Taylor, arguably the best running back in college football for like the past 2 years, out of Wisconsin. Next up, they had Justin Blackman, safety out of Utah in the third. And I think they got their quarterback of the future, Jacob Eason, out of Washington. That guy can make every single throw. Not the most athletic guy, but definitely a great pocket passer that can, like I said, make every single throw, over the shoulder, everything. Then they got Danny Penner, guard out of Ball State. Robert Windsor, defensive tackle out of Penn State. Isaiah Rodgers, cornerback out of University of Massachusetts. Desmond Pittman, wide receiver out of Washington State. And Jordan Glasgow, linebacker out of Michigan. Like I said, I think the Indianapolis Colts are risking it all on this 1 year with Phillip Rivers. What else can they do? They haven't done much in the past few seasons. Went and got Phillip Rivers on a 1 year deal. Might as well try to get him as much help as he can to try to make a push for something. Their offense last year was okay, considering T.Y. is really their only offensive threat. Marlon Mack is a really good running back. He is injury prone though. With Paris Campbell, T.Y. Hilton, now they got Michael Pittman out of USC. Marlon Mack and Jonathan Taylor together. They got Jack Doyle, tight end, and they got Trey Burton, tight end as well, if he can stay healthy. He was from the Chicago Bears. He also played for the Eagles. Like I said, Trey Burton is great talent, always injury prone. So if they stay healthy, they have a really nice offense to give Phillip Rivers. Oh, and one of the best O lines in the NFL football league, with uh, Keenan Nelson. That guy is a monster since his rookie year. Their defense is also pretty straight. They got DeForest Buckner from the 49ers. Darius Leonard, monster linebacker. I think this is his third year. And then they did get Xavier Rhodes from Minnesota. So I look for that Indianapolis defense to make a strong stand as for one of the best defenses in the league. And hopefully the offense with Phillip Rivers changes their record. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, 6-10 last year. That team is a complete dumpster fire. Needs were really everything, but basic needs for the draft were defensive tackle, linebacker, corner, offensive tackle, and a tight end. They did fill in that cornerback position because they lost A.J. Bouye. They went ahead and drafted C.J. Henderson with the 9th pick overall, corner out of Florida, which is amazing. They also got Kayvon Chason, linebacker out of LSU, in the first round. In the second round, they went and got the speedy Laviska Shenault, wide receiver out of Colorado. Davon Hamilton, defensive tackle out of Ohio State. Ben Barch, offensive tackle out of St. John's. Josiah Scott in the fourth, corner out of Michigan State. Shaquille Quarterman, linebacker out of Miami. Shaquille Quarterman, I look to see him owning that middle linebacker spot very soon for the Jacksonville Jaguars, although they do have a nice linebacking core over there in Jacksonville. Daniel Thomas, safety out of Auburn. Colin Johnson, wide receiver out of Texas. Jake Luton, quarterback out of Oregon State. Tyler Davis, tight end out of Georgia Tech. And Chris Claybrooks, corner out of Memphis. Like I said, the Jacksonville Jaguars are in complete rebuild mode, giving away everybody. Leonard Fournette, Yannick Ngakoue are probably on the trading block, and since they have not renewed them, Yannick Ngakoue did get tagged, but he was on Twitter going crazy with the owner, talking about free me, free me. So I thought they were going to be gone draft day. I guess there would not good enough returns for those players. Minshew Mania with the mustache, the bandana, the headband. I still think Cam Newton should still be a starting quarterback, whether it be for the Patriots, Jacksonville. I guess Jacksonville really believes in Gardner Minshew. I do not. But I do believe in that wide receiver core that they do have. DJ Chark Jr., now Laviska Shenault, Keenan Cole, Dede Westbrook. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are the most underrated wide receiver core in the NFL, and I look for them to put up crazy fantasy numbers if Gardner Minshew is their guy. Defense-wise, like I said, Yannick Ngakoue looks like he wants out. They still do have Miles Jack. They got Joe Scobert from the Cleveland Browns. He was their captain defensively. They got Josh Allen, the rookie from last year. They have some good pieces. It's just they're not coming together, and it's not looking too good in Jacksonville. So I don't expect much of them this season. We're gonna see how that works out for the Jaguars. Duval. Last but not least, we got the Tennessee Titans. They went on fire last year towards the end of the season once they made that Marcus Mariota sitting him and putting in Ryan Tannehill, turned the team around. Last year they finished 9-7. Their major needs were linebacker, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, tight end, and a defensive end. They went and got Isaiah Wilson, big boy, offensive tackle out of Georgia. Christian Fulton, monster corner out of LSU. Darrington Evans, running back out of Appalachian State, a quick guy to back up Derrick Henry. Laurel Murchison, defensive tackle out of NC State. And Cole McDonald, quarterback out of Hawaii. I'm going to play backup there. Chris Jackson, safety out of Marshall. My big thing with the Tennessee Titans, I think they got really hot at the end of the season last year. Nobody could stop them. My Ravens looked completely terrible against them last year. They knocked off the Patriots in that first wild card round. They were just really hot. My only thing was, why did they pay Ryan Tannehill and tag Derrick Henry the king, leading rusher in the league? I really thought they should have paid Derrick Henry. I see why they don't. They don't really pay running backs. Running backs aren't supposed to last this long in the league. But Derrick Henry is your cornerstone. They gave Tanny that contract, and I would have tagged him to make him prove himself another year. See if you can run it back, do this again, and then we'll give you your money, because we know Derrick Henry, what Derrick Henry's already about, what he's going to produce. I feel like their offense is kind of really dependent on Derrick Henry. So we're going to see how that goes. I feel like they have a decent year, not the kind of year they had last year with the hot ending they had. So the big question is really, can the Tennessee Titans keep that momentum going that they had last year? We shall see about that. Last, but certainly not least, my predictions for this AFC South. What I think their records are going to look like. I'm going to start off with, well, first of all, Colin Cowherd, like I said, I've been doing these last videos. He set out his predictions for what he thinks these teams are going to finish. He had Houston ending 7-9, which I feel like is a slap in the face. The Titans 8-8. He had the Colts 10-6, and the Jags 2-14. I have a little bit different. I have the Colts 11-5. I see them, it could fluctuate, but I see them having a really good season with Phillip Rivers. 11-5 in a division that is not that stacked. It's a pretty easy division other than Houston, which can sometimes be hit or miss. I got the Colts finishing 11-5. I got Houston finishing 10-6, a lot better than what Colin Cowherd said. Let me see. I got the Titans finishing 7-9. I do not think they can keep that momentum going like they had last year. I feel like Tannehill, he's going to return to the Miami Dolphins Tannehill kind of day. He's not a bad quarterback. He's just a game manager, and he doesn't have that killer instinct like these other quarterbacks like Deshaun Watson and other quarterbacks like that. I just think they're really too dependent on Derrick Henry. If you can shut down that run, you can really just shut down that whole offense. And last, I got the Jags 3-13. I do not expect them to do much of anything this year. Who do I got them beating? I got them beating Miami in week 3, and that's a big maybe. I got them beating the Lions. Hopefully. Jesus Christ. And I got them beating the Browns, even though I highly doubt that. I just didn't want to give them a 2-14 like Colin Cowherd did. I want to believe that they'll win more than 2 games. But we shall see what happens this year in the AFC South. I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you guys for watching this video, enjoying this AFC South and the rest of the divisions, draft recaps, and season predictions. I'm going to keep doing this every day. I'll drop at least one video of another division. I think we got 4 down, 4 more to go. I really appreciate you guys for watching. God bless and have a wonderful day.